parachute, by the way. So at like one point, right, your little cell, you have your little, you seen this little picture before? There's that little crazy thing? Yeah, it's the same thing over here. It starts to pull little chromosomes from one side to the other during cell division. Maybe. Okay, anyway, so those little guys that we're using right here to like pull those chromosomes back to each side, they're little microtubules that are out there. Okay, so those are used during cell division. So as long as you know the name and like what they do, I'm good, right? Support movement, anchoring organelles, and cell division on that one. Perfect, those are my 3 types of protein filaments. Alrighty, more parts of that cell. Again, we see here the centrosome, same deal. During cell division, used during cell division, is all you want to know. So my little centrosomes used for cell division. There we go, little centrosomes, cell division. Make it like way easy, like one word goes with one thing. Perfect. Okay. So those are good. Cilia and flagella. Okay, sounds like X.
Roman sisters.
Roman sisters. Cool. Yeah, if you had twins, you need one cilia and one flagella.
Cilia. And
flagella. All right, these are like little projections that come off the cell membrane. Remember up in lab we have pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar. That's that crazy one you're going to find on Wednesday up in your lab. So we have these little hair-like projections. Remember we drew the picture? And I said, here's my little cilia on top of those hair-like projections. And it worked really good as like a broom to sort of sweep things across the surface of the cell membrane. So that was the function of my little cilia, sort of move particles across the surface of the cell membrane. And it says it right, functioning and repelling fluid over the surface of the cell. That's my cilia. What about a flagella? It's a single whip-like projection. Here we go.
Like a tail.
And so where do I find some flagella? Sperm. They're the only cell that has a flagella is your sperm cell.
Oh.
I know. Crazy. You there? He's a little whip. Got his eyes. He knows where he's going. He's probably happy. He just got released.
Why is it got to be?
Can some sperm have more than one tail? Yeah. They do. What happens to them?
They swim in circles.
Swim in circles. That's kind of, yeah. If you don't go straight, they're like all over the crazy place. They just like swim around. So that's a great cell. Okay. So only find spermies on flagella. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, that's like a. For sure. Did I tell you guys a story about not my flagella, but somebody else's? It's hilarious because
I mean my friend's flagella.
So it's called UA class, urinalysis class. And so what you have to do is, during your class time or whatever, they do this like big jug. It was like literally like this tall, like this big around, whatever. And anytime you had to like go pee, you had to like pee in this jug. And you had to carry it around for like, I think it was like 4 or 5 days. So you had to carry your little urine jug around with you. You had to test your own urine. So at the end of that like 4 or 5 day period, whatever it was, you bring your urine back to the glass, you dump out some urine, you put in a little centrifuge, you spin it down, and you test your urine and see like what's in there or whatever. And so I still remember like to this day, there was this girl sitting across from me, and during the microscopic portion of our little UA thing, on your little microscope slide, she sees a little guy there. So she's like freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh, like what's this in my urine? So the instructor comes over and looks through the scope, and he's like, oh, you got sperm in your urine. Which is like a normal finding because if you're sexually active, then that gets down there and then it gets flushed into your, okay, whatever. But here's like the best part. So the girl sitting next to her says, like in the middle class, like seeing this, she's like, you're cheating on me. Because they were like, like what a way to find out that you're old.
That's awesome.
It's a true story.
That's hilarious.
Just make sure. I know, it's good stuff, isn't it? All right. Moving on, we're going to have another structure, another organelle, known as a ribosome. Just jot down that it makes proteins. That's it. Makes proteins. Yeah, a little bit later on too. A different you have larger and smaller subunits, and it comes